In total units times the weight for the large poster, we have 8 units in one sealed package or one sealed mix. 3 of them, they are large posters.
What's going on YouTube? Hayden back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that little snippet of my morning. I do plan on making or incorporating a couple of those into my future videos. So hopefully you guys don't mind it and you kind of enjoy it. Let me know your opinions down below. Otherwise, in today's episode, as like always, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up if you want to see more content. But moving on, in today's episode, we will be looking at Litecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP once again, and then we will be looking at an article referencing the Swiss stock exchange, and then looking at the Litecoin crypto bloodbath, whether or not it's projected to go up, why we're seeing a lot of positive news, but seeing a lot of negative impact on the market. We're going to be discussing all that, so do make sure to watch the video all the way through. Otherwise, let's jump into today's episode. So we're on the coin market cap, as you guys can see. I believe we should be already refreshed, but I'm going to do it again anyway. This way we can get an up-to-date look. As you guys can see, wow, I am seeing a lot down at the current price. Good thing we did refresh. Market cap 166, 24-hour volume 18.8. Bitcoin dominance 52.8. So Bitcoin dominance staying fairly the same. We see 24-hour volume 18.8. It was 13 yesterday. So we're seeing about $4.5 billion in circulation added to the exchanges. Market cap is just crippling right now. We're at 166 billion. We were at 184 billion yesterday, and now we've seen like about 15 to 20% or 20 billion just sucked out of the market like that. I want to say more like 18 billion sucked out of the market. Very, very, very interesting. A lot of interesting things happening right now. I do want to discuss it. We're seeing another day of negativity. Very interesting at that. You can see Bitcoin down 10% at now $5,000. There wasn't much support holding it in between the 5 and 6. That is why we're falling lower, crippling down. XRP now down 5%, taking a small hit. Tether not being affected at all. Everything else is down double digits. It's actually quite awful to look at. Litecoin down 13%. We see Stellar down 10, EOS 11, Ethereum 13. Wow, a lot down, a lot negative. You can see we had, you know, our no volatility. We had our breakdown. We had, you know, some more stability. Then we see the breakdown again. No volatility, no volatility, no volatility, followed by a breakdown, followed by a breakdown. Very interesting. You can see the entire market is down. You know, this is wow. 36% it is down today. On the day, 20%, 17%, 12%, 18%, 20%. Huge, huge, huge movements. A lot of volume coming into the market to flush this down. Where will we go? We will have to find out. But before I discuss that, it's very odd to me that we're seeing a lot of this negativity while so much positive news is coming out. I do think it seems like the bear is still dormant. We are still, you know, trading out sideways. We're still dormant right now. It does seem like the hype that the media had gained control over crypto is now away. It's gone, and we're seeing the markets move back down to levels where it started at previously, and I want to show you guys that in a second. The first thing to take note of is the fact that you can see right here, we have an article by Crypto Slate, and I wanted to discuss it. We talked about it a little bit yesterday. I think it's more important to discuss it today. Swiss stock exchange leads the way with world's first multiple crypto exchange traded product. It says, in a groundbreaking move, 6 Switzerland leading stock exchanges with 1.6 trillion in market cap, that is huge, has given the thumbs up to the world's first multiple crypto-based exchange-traded product. That's what ETP stands for all those that didn't know. Exchange-traded product. It is now, you know, legalized. It is allowed. They gave the thumbs up. That is huge news. Can you only imagine when it comes to the United States or into the Korean exchanges? It says, as reported by the Financial Times, November 17th, that is, I believe, today. Let's check. No, that is 2 days ago. My bad. Today's the 19th. The Amun crypto ETP will debut next week on Switzerland's 168-year-old stalwart equity market with a basket of crypto assets including Bitcoin, Ripple, Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, weighted in that order with the original crypto accounting for just shy of 50% of all assets held and trading under the tongue-in-cheek. So clearly we're seeing another down day. So could that mean that the Bitcoin Cash reference wasn't really why we're seeing the dip, or maybe it is a continuation? Could it be that people are now selling the news? They bought the rumor about being added to the Switzerland exchange, and now they're selling it because it is official. There's definitely a couple rumors floating around in the air. We're going to have to discuss that. Is Wall Street missing the boat? So a lot of you guys wanted me to discuss stocks. Well, here you go. This is a way to incorporate and infuse our channel with both stock market and crypto. And while Wall Street may have traditionally stood as the brightest beacon of hope to profitless crypto investors, SIX looks to have beaten the SEC to the punch on launching the first Bitcoin exchange-traded fund, ETF, an investment vehicle that comes under the Titanic umbrella of the global ETP market, which captured $31 billion in October alone. It says, speaking to Financial Times, the co-founder and CEO of London-based Amun seemed to hail the new product as having the hallmark qualities of crypto markets' much-awaited institutional on-ramp, permitting smooth exposure to a broad range of cryptocurrencies in fully compliant fashion without having to purchase and store underlying assets. SIX, who in July said it would be launching a fully regulated crypto exchange, would certainly appear to be buckling down and realize Swiss Prime Minister's ambition to the European banking stronghold to become the crypto nation. Amun's product being brought to market just months after its September launch. So huge news, and we're seeing a very negative impact. It's very interesting. Are we seeing manipulation in terms of big financial institutions playing and tinkering with the price of crypto? Are we seeing, BCH, ABC and SV, I think it was, affecting crypto's price? That's a really good question we're all going to have to solve. It's very interesting. We could continue on, but I think that comes to the end of that. Moving on to Litecoin. So one thing that I didn't notice at first with Litecoin's chart, and then I noticed it quickly after, I saw it in class today. Hopefully you guys liked what I posted. We seem to have a very big downtrend. You can see that I've drawn on here. It's the yellow downtrend right here. You can see we've had it on here. It's been something we've been using for quite some time. What I did not notice, which I'm now noticing, and hopefully you guys are seeing it, is, as I zoom in, you saw we were tracing this. We anticipated this to be a much awaited breakout. We were trading sideways. We were using 51 as a support. You can see we traded fully, finding a lot of stability right here, flatlined in the RSI, in the relative strength index, no volume at all as we came closer to the downtrend. And then you can see we broke bearish, but fell. We broke out of it, fell, used the top of the downtrend as a support, and bounced up quite phenomenally off that, all the way up from 48 to 56 fairly quickly. And then we thought we were going to continue up. We thought we were going to test our top high-low MMA. And as you guys can see, $55, our purple band became a resistance. And you can see how far off we were from this uptrend. And now it seems like we're not even battling it as a resistance, but we're using it as a slope, as a support slope on the way down, which is very interesting. Take note, though, that in this, collapse, if we started here, we were at around 57 on the RSI on the daily. We're now extremely oversold, trading at literally like 1920 on the relative strength index, so extremely oversold. I honestly don't think, now that I see the pattern that this coin is forming, I do not believe we should be breaking this downtrend. It is acting as a support, which is very odd and peculiar. We broke bullish, you can see right here, hit resistance, and are now using the downtrend as a support to continue to either spiral down. I don't think we're going to just break down immediately. I think this is about as low as it's going to go. If it does go lower, we're going to see around $34, not 36 for Litecoin. And then we could just, piggyback down where it's on here. I think that's very unlikely, but we're going to have to, check it out. Moving on to Bitcoin, because I believe I wanted to show you guys something on Bitcoin's weekly. So let's move on to its 1 week. I think this was it. If not, we will just go really quick to Litecoin. I think maybe it was Litecoin. Let's check that out really quick. Litecoin on its weekly. Alrighty, here you go. It's a very interesting move. So what I wanted to point out was we had the $40 support. It was a huge support. You can see right here previously all of this support that we've been holding for quite some time. This was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, almost 8 weeks of support that Litecoin was holding back in June of 2017. And we can, you know, relay this onto Bitcoin right now and its weekly. And you can see where I've drawn a previous support for us and where I anticipated us to fall down to. You'll notice the issue we're having right now is if we look at where the price is right now to where it was in the past, you can see this candle right here. There is no support at all. There's zero support or resistance holding the price of Bitcoin up. So the interesting and the unfortunate part of this is if we did break this level right up here, which we did, we're going to fall down hard to, you know, get some support at the bottom here, which was at around $4,600 for Bitcoin. That's where the support was. You can see it right here. If I zoom in, this is where the resistance was and support. That is what was holding it up. And you can see that looks like where we're headed right now. We're not yet oversold for Bitcoin on the weekly, but if it does, it's going to be a very interesting thing. We have not seen these prices ever since October of 2017. So we're going back, you know, a year from now. Otherwise, we've been in a very, very, very long bear trend for quite some time now. You can see the consolidation we had here, and it seems to me like we broke bearish from the downtrend. It seems to me like we had this descending triangle forming right here, and we managed, you can see where the stability was, you know, the sideways trading, the no volume, and you can see we finally broke bearish from that. That's what we were long awaiting with this this downtrend, this formation, this symmetrical triangle, or sorry, this descending triangle that formed. You can see we consolidated out right here. It's very possible that we could, you know, theoretically move this up and say, oh, well, maybe this is where the downtrend was. This is the descending triangle. You can see it consolidated out. That's pretty much how it was. This is the downtrend right here. You can see right here, consolidated out. This is the no volatility, and then it broke bearish from that. So this pretty much ended this huge, let's see, almost like yearly or 12, 11 month long descending triangle, and it broke bearish. So now we're going to have to see how far down is this coin going to travel down to. Where is it going to stop? You know, there's a few levels where we're going to have to track. Obviously, this was B1 right at 47.15. It would fall down lower if it did break, which I'd be surprised. 3,600 down to levels at as low as, you know, 3,000. We have a level down at, you know, 2,000. It's very, 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 very shocking. You know, again, I'd say, you know, if you've already made an investment at previous highs, there'd be no reason to sell off now because it's already a loss. Why accept defeat? You're best off just putting it away and forgetting about it for a couple years. You know, Bitcoin seems to be doing a thing where it rises when people least expect it to. And now that there's so many more people that are aware of this coin, I do think when it decides to move up, we'll move up at a very, very, very high rate. Litecoin, I mean, sorry, we're now looking at Ethereum. Ethereum seems to just be consolidating out, or it was just consolidating out right around here. And then it broke bearish once again, following the rest of the market. Did it find a support? That is a really good question. Let's pull up the daily, and then we'll end things with XRP. Let's see here. So we're trying to find what support it's looking at. You can see where it had previous support. And it doesn't seem like there's much right now holding this price where it is. I'm trying to move over. Here we go. So you can see this red band that's coming across is where the current price is. There is a slight support right around here. But the interesting thing is if this doesn't hold, it is going to fall down all the way to here. This is a gap. There's no support here. You can see the huge shot that we had, this moon shot where we shot up at a very, very, very high rate and then continued up further. If this price level doesn't hold, we're going to pull back down, you know, all the way down at, you know, below $100 for Ethereum. We do have to talk about this. It is something that isn't pleasant for me to want to talk about, but it is something that may happen. So if this doesn't retrace back up, even though we are oversold on the daily, if it doesn't retrace back up, we may see it pull down to like $96. It is very possible. Lastly, checking out XRP, definitely taking another peculiar move. I did say XRP does seem to be doing fairly well in this negative market, only down 5% when there are coins down 30%. Pretty much tells me XRP is trading fairly well right now. The only thing that really happened is it just touched back down with its high-low MMA. Again, ascending triangle is still in play right now. Yes, it is outside of it, but it is still something to pay attention to. You can see all it did was retrace back down to its green band on its high-low MMA, correct itself back up, and is now using its red band as support. There does seem to be a lot of support back down at 46 cents, and even more at 49 cents. So it does seem to be holding this fairly well while the market is taking a brutal hit. We may anticipate us to kind of retrace back up, and I do think we will get back inside our uptrend fairly soon. Otherwise, that's going to sum up the episode for today, guys. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications. Let me know what you think about my new intros. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. And I'll see you guys in tomorrow's episode. Peace.